Parliament is just days away from finalising changes to the Constitutional Court that will explicitly allow for the expropriation of land without compensation. The Ad-hoc committee tasked with the job is set to meet on Friday to finalise a second draft of the 18th constitutional amendment. Dr. Mathole Motshekga is the chairperson of the Section 25 Ad-hoc committee and joins us now. A very good evening to you, Dr. Motshekga, and thank you so much for speaking to us. Perhaps I might just take my chances here and draw you in on commentary on the Constitutional Court ruling. What are your thoughts about that?
I have been busy with my committee work. I have not followed the decision of the court, so I have no comment.
Okay, so let's talk about other constitutional amendments then. When does the committee have to report back to the National Assembly?
That is a matter that is in the hands of the leadership of Parliament, especially the programming committee. Ours is really to make sure that by September 8th, next week, we adopt the report so that when we are called upon to present it, we are ready.
Okay. And just as a matter of interest, so that people also understand the process that will follow, will the amendment to the bill require a two-thirds majority to be passed in Parliament?
Yes, that is a constitutional imperative.
Okay. So the reports say the third draft of the bill tried to push back the cutoff date for claims from 1913 to 1800s. Take us through this bid. What were the discussions and how was that matter finalized, if at all?
No, the bill that was sent out to the public for comments is the second draft bill, which did not include the cutoff date of 1913. And of course, if it had included the cutoff date of 1913, it would have meant that we should request a further extension. And that was not our brief to keep on asking for extension. So the bill that has been adopted is a bill, the second draft, and then which has been informed by public inputs. You would remember that we were given 3 weeks, and during that 3 weeks, July to the 13th of August, we received inputs, and those inputs were taken into account in finalizing the bill that was adopted today.
What kind of inputs? I know you've been getting inputs from political parties, but from the public, especially on the issue of land expropriation and whether it should include improvements on it. I know this was also a matter that was subject to debate.
We got a variety of inputs, but the committee today adopted a version that took into account what came from the public. Because you see, we distinguish between what political representatives in Parliament are saying and what the public is saying. Because we are enjoined by the Constitution to conduct public hearing, which means the will of the people reigns supreme. So what we have produced now is informed by the will of the people as a whole.
I mean, the Democratic Alliance, for instance, had argued that there's no need for the amendment as the Constitution already allows for expropriation for no compensation. Can you take us through this discussion, and just from the submissions you've been receiving from the public and canvassing their thoughts on this amendment, did you get a sense of where South Africa sits on this matter?
You see, we have the greatest respect of the submissions and positions of all political parties. But we are enjoined by the Constitution to conduct public hearings, and we have done that in all the 9 provinces. And we have repeatedly extended the period for further submissions, and the last being the submissions made between July and August the 13th. So now we are guided by what came from the submissions, not by the individual political parties, because they have had ample opportunities for 2 years to make inputs and to engage one another. And therefore, we cannot go back to those debates as to what the DA said, what so-and-so said. We have passed that stage. Now we have a bill that has been duly adopted by the committee, and we are now preparing a report that will go to the House, and then the bill will be debated in the House. And as you also noted, that we require a 2/3 majority to pass the bill, and we will wait for that bridge.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Mathole Motshekga, spokesperson or chairperson of the Section 25 Ad-hoc Committee.